Hey!
Hey!
We're excited to tell you a little bit about what's going on in Children's Church now. And we wanted to make sure you feel prepared as it's your week to be downstairs.
We've had a great changeover into Children's Church. I think, I'm sure you've probably heard kids talking, other adults talking. It's been great. Children's Church now starts at 10:30 straight from Sunday school. The Sunday school teachers will be bringing them down with the sign-in, sign-out sheet. So one of you teachers needs to be at the sign-in, sign-out table, which is right there at the entry of the fellowship hall, to accept those kids from the Sunday school with their sign-in sheet. The kids at that point can then go to snack time from 10:30 to 10:45. One of you teachers can just offer snack over in front of the kitchen, and the kids can go and have a snack. Then they can filter into stations, and we have the Wii, a Lego table, art table, and some other things. They can take part of station time until about 11 o'clock. At 11, Amanda and the youth praise team will start praise and worship, and then that goes straight into the video-led lesson, and that's from 11 to about 11:30. Then they'll dismiss the kids to their classes, and that's when you will take your lessons that have been emailed to you. You'll go through those activities with the kids. We found that took us to right up about noon, and then at noon you will take the kids and bring them back out into the main part of the basement. They can enjoy stations again until service is over and the parents come and get them. One of you teachers will again be at the sign-out table and accept parents and sign them out from their sheets. And it was great.
Yeah, and so what we wanted to do is also, obviously, in this email, you're getting your curriculum emailed to you, and that's something we want to continue to try to do so you have that at home. But also in every room or space, we will have this blue book. This is going to be our curriculum binder. And what you'll find in it, when you first open it up, you'll notice some white papers, then you'll notice some orange papers. But your week 3, you're actually green. We've color-coded the lesson so you can find yours relatively easy. It's also at the top of the paper, it'll say lesson 3. And what I wanted to do was actually show you a little bit about this small group time is not teaching the lesson any longer, the video is, but you're actually emphasizing it or reiterating it through hands-on activities. So this, if you'll look at this, our lesson this week, well, the curriculum is about the fruit of the Spirit. And we're looking at David's life and really seeing aspects of the fruit of the Spirit. And this week's is about self-control. I will think of what God wants me to do before I act. We all need that lesson, right? And so these small group activities kind of emphasize that. And if you'll notice, at first it'll have this description part. It'll also always tell you materials needed, so anything you need to bring. Now, these are materials that we're actually asking you to take care of. And I think this week, I know that this one does not have any activities that you need to bring from home. If it's any help sheets or paperwork, we've already printed that off for you. But sometimes there'll be an activity you might need to bring a small ball or a cup, and those type of things we're asking you to bring. So just be aware of that. And what you'll notice is there's a megaphone right here. That's actually the part that in class, in the small group time, you're saying. That's the part. So you can read that right off of here, and that kind of gives you a heads up. You need to read these ahead of time, but I feel like you'll see how easy they are. Sometimes there's also a note. On this first activity called Stop, Think, and Act, it's basically them acting out things that you're telling them, and then you kind of freeze them by saying stop, and then you'll have you'll read a Bible verse, or as you'll notice in the notes, it kind of gives you tips, especially if you're with older students. In this note, it says, older students, you may want to have them look up those Bible verses and have one of them read. And so as you'll read these, you'll kind of get a better idea of what we're talking about. The other activities for the week include an activity called Red Apple, Green Apple, which is just like red light, green light. And it's going to tell you to put lines in your room or space. But because of the spaces we're dealing with, I would recommend using the walls. Like if I was in here, I would have all the children line up on one wall, and I would stand at the other and play red light, green light to get to the wall. And even that's going to be really quick. So just be sensitive to our space issues. But that's how I would handle that activity. And then our last activity is called How Hard Can It Be? And basically you're just asking them, is this hard? Is this easy? And then you're asking them after you've gone through some situations that they give you and saying, is this a hard situation to have self-control, or is this an easy situation to have self-control? Then you have them think up times that it's hard to have self-control. And for the older group, it recommends you maybe making 2 groups with papers and seeing who could come up with the most amount of situations that are hard to have self-control. And with the younger, just use your whiteboard and write down whatever they give you. So this is kind of how the curriculum is going to be. There's going to be 2 to 4 activities each week. I recommend starting with the ones you really like or really speak to you and that you're excited about doing, because in that 30-minute time, some weeks you're not going to be able to get to all of it. And some weeks the kids are going to be more engaged in certain ones than others. So just be sensitive to that. But every week it'll be about 2 to 4, and that way it keeps them busy the whole time and completely engaged, which is really exciting.
And then you will also find color-coded at the sign-out table each week. So your week it would be green. At the sign-out table there'll be a take-home paper or a family
devotional is what
family
it's called.
devotional. If the kids do that with their parents, they bring it back, they sign the bottom of it, they bring it back the next week, and we will have a prize for them. And then once a month, we are drawing for a big prize. So that's great incentive, and we'll see how that goes.
And there should be a box on the sign-in table every week, and that will be where they put it when they bring it back. So they might ask you, hey, where do I put this? It goes in the box, and it will have some sort of Kids Street app, that you'll be able to tell it's for that take home. And just put that in there so we can do our drawings out of that.
All right. Well, thank you. Hope this helped, and we look forward to seeing you.
And any questions you may have, and also the materials, anytime you don't have the materials or any questions you have, just send us an email back or give us a call anytime.
Yep. Thank you.